Hey everyone, today I'm creating 20 cards using the Call Me Crafty SheetLoad of Card template for August 2025. I am part of the creative team, so there is a playlist below that will show you all of the videos for the rest of the creative team. We all do a totally different take on the card sketch, so I highly recommend checking them all out. This month I've actually decided to adjust the sketch a little bit. I did not want to deal with cutting out so many small pieces of pattern paper. I would traditionally use my scrap box and make the most of that. But this month I decided to use two half-used 6x6 paper packs and see what I could create with those. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm basically holding true to the sketch, but I am merging together two pieces of pattern paper. So on the actual sketch, there's 8 pieces and I've turned it into 4. And then you can see there with my scribble that I'm saying I'm going to put an element right in the middle, which is based on the card sketch itself. The paper packs that I'm using today are from Paper Rose. I've got Maya's Garden and Maya's Garden Basics. Both coordinate absolutely beautifully together. And then I've also used the ephemera pack for some of the cards. I did do a lot of cards today and I chopped down all my elements pretty early in the process, and then I sat there with my double-sided tape running through and adding them to the back like you can see here. Now sometimes I use my ATG, sometimes I use double-sided tape, sometimes I use liquid glue. It just depends on what I'm feeling like at the moment. And the main thing is I don't use liquid glue on any kind of pattern paper that is quite thin because it will show through and you'll see ridges. But with Paper Rose, it's really nice, thick, good quality paper. So I can use any of those options and it will work wonderfully. Now I'm just peeling off the tape at the back of the tape, and then this is really easy to line up on the backing panel. So the backing panel here is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. That'll leave a nice border on a white card base that is A2, so 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 inches. And ideally I'm going to put something on each of these cards that is going to cover that gap in the middle. Keeping in mind that that gap in the middle is on the original sketch and the intent is that your element is right in the middle and quite symmetrical from all sides. So you'll see me do a few variations on that today, but I do try and hold true to the sketch. Now you saw me put together one of the cards. I really wanted to give you an example right up front, but through the process I was cutting down the 6x6 pattern papers into 1 5/8 width, and then I cut a 3 1/4 and a 2-inch piece to then add to the matting layers. This was really straightforward. I did end up with leftovers today. You can see a big pile of them on the side of my desk, but some of them I used 2 pattern papers and I used the front and the back on the card design. And then when I got to the end, you can see here I'm fussing around with the leftover pieces to try and make 2 cards with 4 different pattern papers that kind of match or make sense or contrast each other. And in the end, I managed to work out doing 4 pieces that looked quite different to each other. And I managed to get really the blue, the pink and the yellow onto each of the cards, which was really nice. Actually, on this bottom one, I made it blue and yellow. Now here I'm showing you putting together one of the cards again. It was really quite a quick process, but just peeling off the back with those double-sided tape. And then I'm using the corners of the matting layer to line them up. And then I naturally end up with the right gap between each of the pattern papers. And I will say, if the pattern papers aren't perfectly symmetrical, then this card sketch is actually quite forgiving, especially since you put an element in the middle which covers up some of those gaps between the pattern papers. Because I wanted my cards to be a little different to each other today, I went through my scraps and I found these chocolate brown rectangles, some white squares with interesting elements and some more rectangles. And then I also used some leftover sentiments here. These are from Queen & Company, and there is a nice matting layer behind each of the elements. And so they show up absolutely beautifully, and you can use them as really the main design element on a card if you choose to. And for most of these, I actually did. For these ones though, I used the ephemera and I hunted around in that little pile to create some design elements. I am trying to practice creating little collages of multiple elements to create a feature on a card. It's really not something that I feel particularly comfortable with. I think it's one of my areas that definitely needs some practice, but I try and challenge myself, so that's what I was trying to do today. I think some of them worked out better than others, and honestly, these ones here it's popped up on some craft foam or some foam adhesive. This one was so simple with just a sentiment and one flower. I think it was one of my favorites. The others that I tried to do little clusters maybe didn't look quite as good. Let me know in the comments though which one of the cards is your favorite. At the very end of the video I will show them one by one so you can take a look and then let me know. I'm really curious as to whether my favorites are the ones that you also enjoyed. I have also put links in the description below to all of the items that I've used today. I'm not sure that Maya's Garden is available in a lot of places, but if I can find somewhere, I will make sure I link to it, even if I'm not sure if scrapbook.com have it or not. But either way, there will be links below. This next cluster here also has a little bit of a bizarre twist to it where I wasn't really sure how to fill in that white gap under the happy birthday. So I stamped the happy birthday, I had the element that falls off the edge of the square, then I'm like, this just doesn't look balanced to me. So I'm trying something a little bit different, and I'm adding some foam tape to one of the small flowers, and then I'm just adding it on top with a little elevated element. So in real life, I think it actually looks pretty cute, and because it's the same design and from the same ephemera pack, it all matches in together. It just adds a little bit of dimension to the card, which is super nice. Now with these ones here, this is what I was mentioning earlier where I've got some little clusters. I'm really not sure if there's, I think odd number works the best, but I guess I need some practice, and I do want to do some more mixed media cards where I'm adding a whole lot of layered elements to my feature. So maybe I'll practice some of those and then get back into a rhythm with some of the ephemera. And you can see here that I've got quite a few elements left on my desk. I did not use everything up for today's project, and in particular I did not use any of the leaves. So maybe that would have helped me out a little bit if I'd put a few of those behind some of the flowers and had them sticking out of the edges, but I will maybe remember that for next time to do a better job of taking a look at all the ephemera elements and trying to use up all the different pieces on my cards. Now this is where I'm using these Queen & Company sentiments. They are absolutely gorgeous. I have actually done some of the shadows in some of the gloss cardstock from scrapbook.com. That came as a freebie with one of my orders recently, and it absolutely die cut beautifully. And the gloss cardstock is just so impactful. I've got a few ideas for some other projects I can work on, so I will make sure that I record those so that I can share them on my channel. If you are enjoying the video, it would be amazing if you could hit the like button, and that is how YouTube chooses to share things with more viewers, so I really appreciate that. I am going to show you all of the cards that I made today based on feedback from other viewers, so hopefully that is something that you appreciate. I'm just going through them here quite slowly, just so that you can see the different designs. There's the ones with the 4 different colors, so they look a little bit different to the ones where I've used 2 pattern designs, and on that one I used all 4 the same, so it's actually a very simple looking card. So these are the ones that just have the sentiment in the middle, which I think is big enough to create an interesting element. And then all of these others have a square or a rectangle or a circle with some of the ephemera, and these are the ones that I created first. So you're seeing everything in reverse order. I did do a couple of portrait cards as well. I am going to put another video here that I think you might enjoy. Have a great day.